let's get right down to it.
See how well we can stay on topic here with these
Yeah.
questions.
Let's try to stay on topic. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. So lately, I've just been hearing a lot of talk in the community, and just, in general, just people wondering where, the money's going. You've got all these people donating. You got your bidding wars on YouTube with
Yeah.
the
The bidding wars.
with your how to type. You've got the Patreon subscribers and everything like that. And people have heard you say, oh, I'm not getting paid, yada yada yada. But I think a lot of people are having trouble, believing that with seeing, kind of the income of their perspectives and everything like that. So I have a few questions here, just some gathered from the community, some gathered on my own, so we can kind of address these issues. And
Fair enough. Okay. Well, I mean, we can all go for the throat at the same time, but fair enough.
yeah,
It's all good.
basically.
So yeah, actually to address that, so right now, like last I checked, like our Patreon is like at 3,500 a month. But if anyone who's run a Patreon before knows that that's kind of like up and down, it changes. I think our YouTube ad revenue is like an average of like $1,000 a month. Sometimes it's 1,300. I think it was like at 1,400 at one point in time, but then it dropped again. It just goes ups and downs. It's very fluctuating.
Right.
And then like we do sell coaching too, which also brings in additional money. But it is true. I don't actually get paid to do this. I don't get paid any money to do this. Where does it go? Well, I got a team of basically 8 employees working for the CSJ organization, as we rock our chairs together in unison.
So bad about that.
I know, right?
Movement, all of the movement.
All about that movement, that habitual movement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like it's all it is. It's like I got mouths to feed. And quite frankly, this is being treated as volunteer work right now. And I'm volunteering. The reason why, I mean, I started this company because I was basically like on the edge of dying. I was concerned I'd be losing my liver very soon. This is over a year and a half ago. And I'm like, well, all that research of 10 years in the psychology that I had is just going to go to waste. So it's like, here, I'm just going to upload my brain to YouTube right now and kind of figure this out, even though we've only covered about 7% of the total content.
Right.
So yeah, but anyway, cool.
Yes, it's still a lot of content left to go. All right. So let's see here. So on multiple occasions, this is kind of a question from me here, but on multiple occasions, you've said, if I can talk, that you do this in your free time. Like,
Yes.
especially with you not getting paid. How much time does all of this actually take? Like, I know you have work and you got your family and everything like that.
And Railgun.
And Railgun, yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time. I think per lecture right now, because I have a horrible computer that it takes me hours to just render, much less in addition to the hours of just upload time. Even though I have like a 10-up connection, I think per lecture, and I'm supposed to be filming 3 a week. I've been actually, because I've just had no time, it's like 1 a week or half a week technically. It's been really difficult with time, but I am getting better at it. It's just summertime's really rough usually, but as soon as summer's over, it'll be a lot better. But supposed to be doing about 2 to 3 lectures a week, but each lecture takes about 4 hours to 5 hours of work just per lecture. And that's just the lectures. That's not counting, staff meetings. That's not counting, like, I'm basically a CEO of a company here, but I'm not really doing, I'm not getting paid for it. I'm spending all that time on it. So realistically, it's like having another full-time job, essentially. There's also like social media stuff, and it's been difficult to try to find time for myself or even my family to do so, specifically because, for that reason. But the thing is, if I don't put in the time, well, revenue goes down, or the community is let down, or things are done not on time. And like people are like, oh, why do you have such a chaotic schedule? Well, that's because, my day job is actually it's salary. So it could be anywhere from 8 to 14-hour days. And it changes every day, which is why it's like, oh, Chase is not showing up on time for live streams. Why is that the case? Well, that's why, for example.
Right. And then throw in kids into the mix.
Yes, like
And
I just had
that's
my children for like a whole week, and that was also interesting as well.
right.
So,
Yeah, no, that does make sense. So with all this being said, with kind of how much you're making and everything like that, if you were to restructure things a bit, you're pouring in all this time, all this effort, and it's basically like a full-time job. Um, so I guess the question is, why don't you restructure things in order to basically give yourself a paycheck for what you're doing?
we, I mean, we've talked about it. The thing is, though, is that we're running a lean crew right now. And just like with any business that's a startup, you have to, like, we're following the lean startup model by Eric Ries, like, read that book.
Yeah.
Uh, but within that specific model, and also following the ideal team player as well, from an HR standpoint, the principles laid out in those books, it just gets us to a point where we need to be able to have a solid foundation, and getting a solid foundational team is really, really important. Like, for example, Nova, she's an INP. Domes, he's an INP. They're like very foundational pillars within the organization, for example, because they just do such great work all the
Right.
time. There's
Right.
other members of the organization as well that are there, but again, like, it's not about me, it's about having a solid foundation. If I'm going to scale a business, I need to have a proper team, and if that means I got to go be an engineer at my engineering job during the day, so that I can have monetary support to let these people who are much better at what they do than I am, and much more trained at what they do than I am, then I kind of need to just take a step back. Yes, I'm the content producer, yes, I'm the CEO, but this is not the Chase show. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying
Yeah.
to lead a movement here.
Right. Yeah. No, and that does make sense.